Hello, good evening and Salam Malaysia Madani. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sahih Samshuddin and you're watching Malaysia Tonight. Before we begin, here's a brief look at tonight's top stories. Chief Secretary to the Government Tan Sri Shamsul Azri Abu Bakar said witnesses in the government's procurement process were largely due to non-compliance with established procedures, despite the MOF having introduced various forms of flexibility to facilitate procurement matters. He said procurement cannot be arranged or manipulated at will, and what is crucial is that all members of the procurement board fully understand the procurement procedures. Communication Minister Dato' Fahmi Fadil confirmed that 4 bills have been identified as government priorities for tabling during the parliamentary session. This include a bill to limit the Prime Minister's term of office to no more than 10 years or 2 full terms, a bill on the separation of powers between the Public Prosecutor and the Attorney General, the Ombudsman Bill 2025 and a bill related to the Freedom of Information Act. The government will launch the National Education Development Plan RPN 2026-2035, a strategic blueprint that encompasses the entire national education ecosystem from schools to higher education institutions on Tuesday. MOHE and MOE in a joint statement today said RPN 2026-2035 reflects the coherence of the country's comprehensive and phased education policy, ensuring continuity in human capital development from school level to higher education. The government is in the process of amending the Competition Act 2010 Act 712 to strengthen MyCC's enforcement powers. The primary goal is to empower MyCC to review and potentially block mergers or acquisitions that create monopolies or anti-competitive situations. MyCC is currently investigating multiple large-scale bid rigging cartels involving more than 560 companies linked to government tenders with a total estimated value of 2.7 billion ringgit. The Ministry of Defence has launched a comprehensive investigation according to strict internal procedures into Malaysian Armed Forces personnel associated with a yeye or hedonistic culture. Deputy Defence Minister Adli Zahari said MINDEF does not tolerate any conduct that conflicts with military culture in any of its service branches. Should there be a breach of discipline, he said, stern action will be taken. A 20-foot-high section of hillside reportedly collapsed at Taman Bukit Teratai Ampang this morning, believed to have been caused by an underground pipe leak. Selangor Fire and Rescue Department Operation Division, however, said the incident did not affect any houses or cause any casualties. The department is currently monitoring the collapse sites to ensure the situation remains safe and poses no danger to nearby residents. The Immigration Department has crippled a migrant smuggling syndicate known as Iqbal in a raid on a safe house in a remote village near land routes along the Malaysia-Thailand border yesterday. Immigration Director General Dato' Zakaria Sha'ban said the raid led to the arrest of 12 Bangladeshi nationals comprising 11 men and a woman aged 18 to 54 and a 27-year-old Rohingya man from Myanmar who acted as the premises caretaker. Kelantan Police Chief Dato' Muhammad Yusof Mahmad highlighted a concerning rise in commercial crime in Kelantan last year involving phone scams, e-commerce fraud, non-existent loans, online investments and fake part-time job offers. The figure nearly doubled from 1,095 to 2010 despite a reduction in total financial losses which fell to 50.09 million ringgit. He also noted that violent crime remains a serious concern despite a slight increase of 1.7% from 423 cases to 430. The ringgit is likely to trade within a narrow range against the US dollar next week as investors take a cautious stance ahead of Bank Negara Malaysia's Monetary Policy Committee MPC meeting on Thursday. The local currency is expected to trade within 4.05 to 4.08 range, noting that continued pressure on the US Federal Reserve strengthens the case for a gradual de-dollarization trend, according to analysts. Traders will be watching the BNM's MPC meeting next week and believe the central bank is likely to maintain the overnight policy rate OPR unchanged at 2.75%. Crude palm oil CPO futures on Bursa Malaysia derivatives are expected to trade with a bullish bias next week, supported by a recent improvement in palm oil export demand and expectations of slower production growth in the coming weeks. Proprietary traders noted that the firmer export performance has helped underpin market sentiment, while supply growth is likely to moderate with prices expected to move between 4,000 ringgit and 4,150 ringgit per tonne next week.